Hello everyone, I'm Strongbow1, and welcome to my achievement or trophy guide to the Still Alive achievement in Portal 2. To do this, you need to go through the 4th co-op course, Excursion Funnels, without dying a single time. There are 9 chambers you have to go through, and I'm going to make sure you don't die in any of them. The best advice I can give you is know how to do the puzzles. Go with your partner through a couple of practice runs and make sure you know how to do it without dying. That might sound self-explanatory, but it is important. Because even if you do, it's still very likely that you'll make a couple of stupid mistakes along the way. Make sure you have the puzzles down pat. As such, I'm not going to be giving you a complete walkthrough, but more tell you about where the trouble spots are where you might die. Chamber 1, you probably shouldn't die in. I mean, come on, seriously, it's Chamber 1.
Test chamber completed. In the interest of science, the Enrichment Center proudly presents the following list of numbers. 9, 7, 50, 3, 707.
In the second chamber, the only really spot where you actually might die is right here in the very beginning, as whatever player you pick sets up these 2 portals right here. Make sure that your partner can actually jump into them. If you misplace the portals, then he'll go jumping right over or right under the funnel and kill himself in the water. So once your partner throws the ball up into the funnel, you really shouldn't have anything to worry about. It should go smooth sailing. Except, of course, if it happens something like this. Yeah, we didn't like that very much.
You could solve this puzzle faster on your own. Orange is dragging you down. There, I've said it.
The third chamber right here was actually one of the more difficult ones for us, because I'm not gonna lie, it was my fault. When he was in the air by the funnel, I had a hard time wrapping my head around the puzzle and knowing where to put my portals. As such, he would be ready, drop down, and I would basically fling him to his own death. This is why it's very important to use counters so both you and your partner know when to do it, and so you don't catch each other off guard. To save a little bit of time and frustration, just have one of the partners drop down the cube from the top ledge up there. This not only saves you time, but it also saves one of the partners from going twice. Now, if you know how to do it, going twice shouldn't be much of a problem, but it gives you less of a chance to die. In fact, most of the time where he did die, it was on a second time.
While teamwork is needed to complete these tests.
So there's 3 chambers down, only 6 more to go. The 4th chamber really shouldn't worry you at all. It's just kind of an annoyance. It takes a lot more time than it should in this case, actually, because with my attempt in my awesome speedrunning skills, I completely misplaced that portal and basically trap him there. So he has nowhere else to go except drop down, and we have to do it again. And if you've already failed 4 times, this could cause you and your partner to get very frustrated at each other. Now I have no idea what he's trying to accomplish right here, because he places a portal there and just causes the cube to drop. I have no idea what was going on. But he does get it right, and then has to go through this little game of trying to match up his funnel with my portal. And now watch as he attempts to place the laser through an excursion funnel. And as you might imagine, it doesn't work so well, and I have to come in for the rescue. And he jumps. Yeah. Make sure that you're safe when attempting that jump. You don't want to jump down and die. I'm not sure if this is actually possible, since I've never been up there, but just watch out just in case. And from here on out, it should really be smooth sailing. You shouldn't really die. Even if I completely missed with my funnel right here, it would just launch me over to the other side and I could try again. Chamber 4 is really just an annoyance. Especially when you get to the end here and it forces you to do a gesture. Again, if it's the 5th or 6th time you've done it, you're probably going to get a little bit annoyed at it eventually.
Are you doing that just
Not speaking from personal experience, but just a fair warning, that might happen.
Blue.
Chamber 5 here is one of the easier chambers.
Do you trust Orange?
I would actually go far to say, besides Chamber 1, it's actually the easiest. You shouldn't die here at all. Really, I mean that. Assuming you don't fall asleep and you actually jump on the button, it shouldn't be any concern to you at all about surviving this one. It's more of just figuring out how to do it if you haven't done it before. Or just being bored if you have done it before. I figured I wasn't getting enough action, so I decided to take it upon myself to do those 2 portals.
Orange, to be clear, I was just asking Blue if he trusted you. I trust you. You are my favorite cooperative testing subject. Blue, I agree.
The 6th chamber is kind of like the 5th and 4th one, where you probably shouldn't die.
Orange, is there
really,
something you would like to say?
The way I classify a chamber as easy is that if both of you have to do something together, that's pretty hard, and you might have a higher chance of dying. Really, it's an individual challenge where, can you make it across that jump? Great. If you can't, you're an idiot. And we wait as he slowly crosses the funnel.
Yes,
Hits the button before placing the portals, and hits the button again.
I can only imagine.
Now,
What a
a bit of
horrible
advice.
machine.
Make sure you jump into the other funnel before you place your portals. I mean, really, yeah, just watch. So yeah, not one of my brightest ideas. See, So yeah, all in all, this is a really easy chamber.
Blue, do you feel betrayed by Orange for telling me those horrible things about you? If Orange had said those things about me, Orange would never make it to the next reassembly station. You both made it.
Chamber 7, like Chamber 6, 5, and 4 before, you probably shouldn't die.
You just keep going.
I mean, I really don't know what to keep saying for these because you probably just shouldn't die.
It's like you're just
I'm not going to narrate the what's going on here because it's pretty self-explanatory. Just watch the video and you'll basically figure out how to do it. The only problem is that my partner seems to have a hard time getting through that portal. So yeah, just stand on the button, walk through the gel, place the portals. I got nervous there. I don't know why. I landed on solid ground, but I really got nervous when I missed that portal. And I don't really know how I missed that portal, as Steve Particle Beam on the left there expresses it. The only hard part here is hitting that portal without jumping off the side. Just replace his portal with yours, and you're good to go.
At the start of this course, I was worried you were becoming too close. But in my attempt to drive you apart, I learned something important about trust and betrayal. Your brains are too small to feel either of those emotions, so I can trust you 100%.
Now, the 8th chamber is one of the 2 chambers that actually pose a little bit of a challenge.
I thought you might enjoy a challenge for once.
We screwed up here in the bit. We don't die, but we do kind of screw up and we have to take the long way. So, now that we're done being idiots, we can actually get on to the real part of the puzzle. I wouldn't really say this is much of a puzzle, but it is kind of hard. Not for me, because I'm just riding the funnels, but for the partner who's on the button, this really is nerve-wracking because, as you'll see, kind of down here, in order to not die, you kind of have to feather the button a little bit. Now, this involves walking on and off, on and off, on and off, as we did right there. And that's really difficult if you're nervous and trying not to die. And this part right here I consider harder than the other part. Now, he started a little bit late, and I was actually nervous I wasn't going to make it, but I did, and everything was fine. Now, I don't think this should happen, but right here, when you place this portal above the turret, I ducked down right here just to be sure, but I don't think he should actually kill you. So I'll just go up and ride the funnel back. And in a selfless act, he grabs the turret, making me carry the cube. Being the cube handler is actually kind of difficult. It's not really difficult, but it's really nerve-wracking because you gotta let go of the cube in order to put not 1 but 2 portals down as you're falling. And mid-fall, you gotta grab the cube again. So right here, I do manage to do it, and it wasn't hard. But all the previous times, he carried the cube, and I got away with nothing. And it's all for naught because he has to go through his turret and disappear.
Section of this course. Before we can go any further, I will need you to complete one more test outside of the standard testing track. Please refrain from doing those childish gestures while you are out there.
Now, this last test chamber was actually the most difficult for us. This is the part where we died probably the most often, except for chamber 3. And a lot of the times it was because of it was either really stupid mistakes or something that was out of our control. Now, you'd think floating across this funnel would be relatively easy, and for the most part it is, except for when you're stupid like me and you... So yeah, don't do that. Now, I do kind of get a bit nervous there when I land on top of them, because I'm always afraid that I'm going to get pushed out of the funnel and into the pit. This right here, I'm always afraid I'm not going to make that, and I'm going to fall down to my death. Now, the second part of the last chamber, I keep saying this, but is the most difficult. It's not really the most difficult, but the most nerve-wracking, because, as you'll see on the little screen down in the bottom right, you will get shot. There's no way around this. You're going to get shot, and it's going to make you nervous. It only makes you nervous because of the one part where you do die. I just realized that made no sense. I had a clip ready to show you, but I realize now that I deleted it. So, and right here, you're going to get shot a couple more times. You shouldn't die, but it is kind of nerve-wracking. And here we enter into the last section of the last chamber. By now you're really tense and you're really nervous, you're wondering if you're going to make it. Now fortunately this is pretty easy, and you're not going to really get shot. As long as you know how to complete the puzzle. Again, the most important part. Now try to place this as close to the edge as you can, if you're the hard light bridge guy. And if you're the funnel person, wait for your partner to get all the way down to you before you hit the funnel. Now from here it would seem like smooth sailing, and it would seem like we have it locked down. But you're not going to believe this, but the one time yeah, I was pretty pissed. Here, you just grab the CD, put it in the machine, and you're golden. You now have the achievement, or in my case, trophy, because I'm playing on the PlayStation. Hug your partner to show your appreciation.
You powered on the system. I'm fully connected.
And do a little dance, because you now have...
see everything.
Because you now have a brand new trophy.
Excellent.
Or achievement. Thanks for watching. I'm Strong1, and I hope I helped.